review. Book review. In today's episode of Book Review, I'll talk about this book that I just finished reading yesterday by C.S. Lewis called The Problem of Pain. C.S. Lewis is an author that also wrote a lot of fantasy, and I think that's how most people know him, you know, from the wardrobe one, whatever it's called, Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe. Is that the one? And the Narnia series, is that a series? But there's all these other fantasy books that I clearly haven't read because I don't even know their names. C.S. Lewis, however, also wrote many other books that are more about Christian faith and theology and just life in general. And this book, The Problem of Pain, is one of them. And in this book, C.S. Lewis is trying to explain how Christianity deals with the problem of pain. In a way, he's trying to answer the question, how can God, who claims to be the source of all goodness, lets a lot of pain happen in the world, lets humans have pain, lets poverty happen, lets people die and suffer, and all this kind of stuff. While I really like the book, I think I prefer The Four Loves and Mere Christianity. I'm not sure about the other ones because I haven't read all of them yet. And another small and probably very dumb criticism of it is that it's not very easy to read. I mean, he wrote it many years ago. You know, it's large sentences, large paragraphs, you have to stop everything and actually think what you're reading if you really want to understand what he's trying to argue. Again, it's non-fiction. It's not a book that you're gonna read and just relax and have a cup of tea, even though I do read books with a cup of tea regardless if it's relaxing or not. And when it comes to him answering the question of the problem of pain, I think he does a good job. It's not very extensive. I mean, the book is only 160 something pages long. And in the beginning he says that he's not a theologian, he's not trying to answer this question in like a lot of depth. He's just talking about his experience and what he thinks about it. And in that sense, I think it was really good. Not spoiling anything, I mean, there's nothing to spoil already, it's a non-fiction. But he talks a little bit about the fall and sin and how the world is away from God and all that kind of stuff. But of course, that alone doesn't justify why pain happens. So he goes and talks a little bit more about pain in humans and what kind of purpose he has or what he thinks he has. And then he talks a little bit about hell and why is there hell? Why does God want people to stay in hell forever? You know what I mean? Like, if he's good, why? And talks about heaven. He also talks a little bit about animal pain. Not that anyone really truly understands how animals feel or anything. What we try to do is make up some theory and explain it in the light of a good God. I did find in this book one of my favorite quotes by C.S. Lewis though, and it's in the chapter Animal Pain, where he's talking about a climate of opinion, or a climate where what's favorable, what people think is favorable. And he says this: in his own subject, every man knows that all discoveries are made and all errors corrected by those who ignore the climate of opinion. Basically what he's saying is, if you live in an echo chamber, if you have groupthink, if you never question what you're thinking, or if you're afraid of questioning because you might offend someone, well, we all know that people like that never discover anything, never find anything new, never fix anything, because to fix problems you have to think about them and you need to question them. And I think this quote is so relevant to today's world, where people are afraid of offending people because they are thinking, because they're saying things, because they're trying to make sense of the world. Love C.S. Lewis, really like this book, strongly recommend it if you like this kind of stuff. And of course, if you're looking for a more generic Christian book from C.S. Lewis, I strongly recommend you start with Mere Christianity, because it's just so good. Alright, that was my review of The Problem of Pain by C.S. Lewis. I'll see you again, my book friends, my book lovers. That's Grace, okay? Just go and subscribe to Grace, g-swizzel books, link in the description. She is the book lover. What up, book lovers?
What up, book lovers? It is G-Swizz here, and I am here today.
But anyway, I'll be back with this series book review next Monday with another review, or maybe a bonus booktuber video that you'll never expect, probably. Or maybe you will.